Welcome to the 5th episode of Loose Pool as we reveal our 2022 Mosconi Cup captains. Should we get into it then? Let's go. Well, the 2022 Mosconi Cup gets underway from November the 30th to December the 3rd at Bally's Las Vegas, with only a handful of tickets still available. The atmosphere is going to be something else. I'm delighted to say, as you can see, Karl Boys joins me. Karl, you always talk to me about the atmosphere. I saw it at Ali Pally, but you do say to me, you wait till you see it in the US.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you was there last year. You've seen it, live. It's unbelievable. Obviously, you work on the darts a lot, so you see what goes on there. But that is like Pool's version of darts, if you like, because usually Q Sports, you've got to be a little bit quiet. But the Mosconi Cup, well, it's a bit of a free-for-all. You can sort of do what you want, shout. It's all about the banter and the to and fro. But, when it was in Vegas in 2019, that is the loudest crowd I've ever seen in America. So I'm expecting that to be the same again, if not vamped up a little bit more.
What I noticed, because I have been watching previous events, Karl, is that the Team Europe players, they feel it more. They like the needle. They like the rivalry. Like Josh Filler giving a bit of that. Jason Shaw really pumped. And I think the first couple of days at Ali Pally, and I said it to you as well, like you needed to feel angry, didn't you? Because at the start, the USA were in control, but I think, was it a bit of a motivational thing maybe to start with?
Yeah, and I think obviously the year before with COVID and having no crowd, it was just a little bit weird. So, the guys, they're playing a lot of pool tournaments all year round where the crowd's not as, loud and as busy as the Mosconi Cup. So I think it was just a case of like getting used to it. And then obviously once they settled in and Alex gave them a stern talking to, we all seen what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start revealing the captains then. He's brought the glory days back to Europe with back-to-back Mosconi Cup victories on home soil. But can he deliver a first Europe win in the United States since 2017? Yes, your Team Europe captain for 2022 is the one, the only, Alex Lely. And I'm delighted to say he joins us now. Alex.
Yo.
Hey, Alex, can you hear us? Me and Karl.
Yeah, I'm here. Where's Karl?
Brilliant. Yeah, Karl's with me as well.
Oh, wait. Video. There you
are. There he is. There he is. Alex, many congratulations. You are the captain for 2022. How does it feel?
Well, great. Honored. Looking forward to go to the States. 3rd year. And, I'm happy I get the chance to defend the cup, or defend the title in the States over in Vegas.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to the atmosphere with Alex. Well, Karl was just saying to me that it can be a real ferocious atmosphere, all the Team USA behind them as well. So is that a bit of a difference in terms of atmosphere this time?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like the players that were there in 2019 in Vegas, they said it was crazy. And for the first time, American fans really got into the European players' faces. So that's good. That's nice. I mean, it's going to be very lively.
Yeah, I mean, you've had great success over the last few years. I mean, Karl, how much are you looking forward to being there as well?
Yeah, obviously I was there in 2019 behind the scenes doing the social media and having played in Vegas and then being there and watched the American crowd. It was so loud and I thought, this is like being in Europe. I'd never seen it like that. And I think, obviously, Alex, captain, we know the crowd. Then he's done the European event. And I think it's only right he gets his chance to take the guys over to America and feel that different heat. And obviously, I know Alex well, and he'll be well up for that. He loves that little bit of needle as well. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, also with the selection process, you've got some amazing players with Team Europe. But with the 9-ball, and a more structured selection process, will that help you?
Help me. I really believe it's a good thing. There's transparency and there's structure, and there's 3 players that are going to get in through the rankings. That's a good thing. It makes life easier in a way for me being a captain because I have to pick less players. So, and it's going to be interesting. Like who's going to make it in the end? There's going to be people who look to be set who will be well on their way halfway through the ranking, through the season, and then not make it or just about make it. We're going to have a surprise player for sure. I don't know who's going to be, but it's going to be, I think, more interesting for me and more interesting for the viewers and the fans, because the constellation of Team Europe is not going to be as predictable.
Yeah, I mean, Karl, as a player or as a former player, but obviously you know the players so well as well. Does this give you something to really look forward to now? Starting we're underway with the rankings, but with this goal in mind, if I have a good year, I could be in.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Mosconi, European or American, that is the goal at the end of the year. Not only is it a phenomenal tournament to play in, you get big money at the end of the day. That's what a lot of the players travel around for. They want the big checks. That comes with the sponsors. But, even things like this, when the podcasts and the interviews and the captain gets announced, that's when the players who have played in the Mosconi Cup, the veterans, or the newbies who want to play, that's when they all start to, the butterflies go, and it's, okay, it's time. Better knuckle down properly now.
Alex, what can fans expect from your side this year? Because I know you said to me when you did win it, the players started maybe a little bit slowly. Is that something you'll be thinking as well? Make a good start.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel we got lucky last year to get the chance to set it right in time. Complacency, maybe in the beginning, even though you come in the whole thing being motivated and all, it just sneaks in through the back door. So no complacency. And it's a good thing we're going to have maybe a debutant. Maybe Sanchez Ruiz is going to make it, so that helps to not be as complacent. Being up against the American crowd in Vegas is going to help. So we cannot sit back. We have to be fully up for it. And I don't have Karl on my side. I'm going to be missing. I mean, we were a good team.
Yeah. I'm sure he's going to be there, Alex. There's no doubt about it.
Send me a WhatsApp.
Someone who's going to be there as well, and he's tasked with bringing glory and the Mosconi Cup back to the USA. This man has won the Cup on 5 occasions as a player and twice as the vice captain, so he certainly knows how to win it. And who can forget, in December, a rousing performance. It was unfortunate circumstances, but he's back, and I bet he can't wait to get revenge. It's Jeremy Jones. Brilliant.
Is that better?
Perfect, yeah, we're good. So I've got Alex and Karl with me as well. So I'm just going to go straight into it if you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Yeah, delighted to say Jeremy Jones is the captain for Team USA. You're back for a 3rd year as captain, JJ. It must feel good to be the captain on home soil now.
Yeah, that's great. And grateful is the word for me this morning. Definitely wanted that opportunity. Pandemic kind of got in the way. Thankfully, my team showed a lot of heart last year. I think that put me in a little bit better position for this year. And can't freaking wait, really.
Fantastic. I mean, it was tough for you last year, wasn't it? Losing Earl so late, but your team really dug in deep. They battered away. That must give you plenty of optimism going forward. Yeah,
that does. And just being around a few tournaments here early in 2022, I could see the response from America with what Matchroom's doing, and also the players see that opportunity. So, making the Mosconi Cup team for these guys is a dream, I know. And to be here in America, and maybe it could be just the best Mosconi Cup ever. So.
Yeah, we've seen record sales for the Bally's in Las Vegas. It must mean a lot to see so many coming out to support you. Have you got a message for the fans ahead of the Mosconi Cup?
Yeah, be prepared. Red, white, and blue all the way. I think it's going to be the best just because of the energy. So I don't think there's going to be anything lacking. I'm glad it's in the morning, so everyone wakes up fresh with a good night's sleep, hopefully. Because those fans really mean a lot to our side. Yeah.
And with the new 9-ball world ranking schedule, packed with tournaments all around the world, not just in the US, that must help your players and maybe you in terms of selection.
Yeah, absolutely. it's a numbers game when it comes to players, and also a numbers game when it comes to information, right? So the more matches any of these players, whether it's the guys you expect to be on the team or maybe a couple you don't expect to be on the team, that match time is something you can't replace.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, how excited are you now it's JJ again, a man you've got a lot of respect for. And it's sort of good to maybe to go up against someone you have a lot of respect for, but someone you know well as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking for a little bit of a different outcome, of course. But yeah, I mean, you want to beat the best. It's something you're going to remember, somebody that you know is putting in 100%, 110%. So that's the challenge, right? Who can outwit when wit is applied, and who can outplay when time is right.
Well, I've got some Mosconi trivia for you and Alex coming up very, very shortly. But I just want to talk to our viewers and listeners about the selection process. So it's fairer and more clear than ever before, thanks to the launch of the new 9-ball world rankings. The European and US players who are playing in recognised 9-ball world ranking events stand a real fighting chance of making these teams. So every event on the 2022 9-ball schedule will contribute towards the 2023 rankings. 3 players for each team will get picked off of the 2023 rankings. Now, after the US Open Pool Championship, October the 10th to the 15th, we will know our first 2 players for each team with 2 off the rankings. Now, after the European Open Pool Championship in November, the final player from the rankings will join both teams before each captain will select 2 wild cards. So there we have it. That is the selection process. JJ, Alex, are you ready for a bit of Mosconi trivia?
All right, shoot.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, a bit of fun. First person to shout out the correct answer wins. Karl, are you there?
I'm there.
Right, I want you to be the adjudicator as well. The loser buys us a drink. I think that's only fair, right?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Soft one for you. Right. Right, here we go. If you were to combine the results of the 2001 and 2002 Mosconi Cup, who would be the Mosconi Cup MVP?
Archer.
Archer.
Laylee said Archer first.
I would say Duel.
No. I'll give you both have a chance. First person to shout the correct answer wins.
Earl.
No.
Rodney Morris.
We won 12-1 one of those years, I think. One of those 2 years. So trying to think who else it may be.
Yeah, it's quite a while ago now. I'll give you a bit of time.
Alex said Rodney Morris. Is that incorrect?
Incorrect.
Oh, damn.
Souquet? I don't know.
I wouldn't say Charlie Williams. I would have to say it's an American.
We won in 2002, I think.
Oh, JJ, you might have just mentioned him there. You might have just mentioned him.
Charlie Williams?
Yeah, it's Charlie Williams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you know, right, Karl, is that a point, do you think?
Yeah, that's a point. That was
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
I did look up some match history, and I wasn't shocked at Charlie's record, but I was pretty impressed that he has a pretty good record in the Mosconi Cup. So
yeah.
Wild card. Is that him?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I actually saw him not too long ago, and he said he entertained starting to play again. You know, he's a guy that stays in shape. So.
Yeah. Right. So you'll like this next question, both of you, I'm sure. So Ralph Souquet and Johnny Archer have played the joint amount of Mosconi Cup matches, but who has won more?
Oh,
Souquet.
I would say Johnny.
Oh.
I think that's Alex there. Yeah, Ralph Souquet. Ralph winning 56 and Archer on 50. 1-1. Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to start off. I couldn't pick at a Euro. Sorry, I had to take my.
Okay, decider.
It's 5. Right. Question 3. The Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, played 5 matches at the Mosconi Cup in 1994. But how many matches did she win?
2. Incorrect.
What was that, Alex?
Well, I did 2 on video. I didn't say anything. I'll say one.
Right, okay.
I'll say 1.
1. Okay, well, it's both incorrect. We've got to wait for the correct answer.
3.
0, 3,
Oh.
4.
5.
Yes, she won
She
on
won
5.
5. Wow.
All right. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jeanette.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching that one actually. So
Let points being prizes, JJ. You've got the point. Right, two more to go. So this is a great one. Ronnie O'Sullivan played 2 Mosconi Cups. How many matches did he win? The closest to the number takes it.
3.
Oh.
4.
JJ. Oh, on the money. 4.
That was coaching,
Well,
Bridgie.
Well, Alex didn't pay attention. Once he said closest number, I got to let him pick first, right?
Yeah. Real smart.
Yeah.
Right. Question 5. Karl, would you have got that with Ronnie O'Sullivan? I know you're a big fan of his.
Wouldn't have had a clue, mate.
Right, final question. The current 10-ball champion, Kachi, was the youngest player to date when he played in the 2018 Mosconi Cup. How old was he to the date? The closest
18.
wins.
20 years old.
Oh. Right, Karl, how are we going to do this? Because the answer is 19.
19. Yes.
Yeah, it was, right. Yeah, go on. Alex has got it. I'll give it to Alex. Yeah, he was
Simple, Bridgie. Both buyers a drink. Simple.
Yeah, he was 19 years, 10 months, and 5 days. So there we go. Unbelievable. But yeah, JJ is the narrow winner there.
1 at the time too, right? He was ranked number 1, I think, at that age as well. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys,
Okay, win by 2. Win by 2.
Just looking ahead, both of you. I mean, now you do have the confirmation. There's no other tournament like it, is there? The Mosconi Cup.
No, it's something you'll never feel again. You can't duplicate. Just like we try to duplicate the table, you can't quite do that. But even more so with the energy and the feelings. Last year was even a new one for me, even though I kind of expected to have some new feelings just because of the setting and the situation. But it's always incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, both of you, I know, will be watching the World Pool Championship. It's so close now. April the 6th to the 10th at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes. Tickets from only £20 for the day, £100 for the week. You can go for the week for £100. There's limited availability for the final day. Alex, how much are you looking forward to this World Pool Championship?
A lot. I'm not going to miss one match. I'll be on my couch at home, casting on a big TV, and it's a great tournament just from a neutral point of view. But of course, being the captain, there's a bunch of players, like 15 European players. I'm going to be following up close and personal. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I know they've had the 10-ball that is on the way, but obviously with 9-ball being so important, is there any other players in particular you're looking to get a good week's work from? I mean, I know everyone is going to be looking at Albin, but are there other players who need a good tournament, you think? Well, like Sanchez Ruiz, he had a really good start. Like last season, he already was really good. He has continued that form. So I'm interested to see how he's going to perform in this World Championship. A player like the young Polish Zielinski, he's red hot at the moment. So could he be the first Polish to qualify for the Mosconi Cup? And of course, the usual suspects. Niels Vij is back in shape. He's playing really good. So then a couple of people a little more intently, and another 12 players just because they're on the short list.
Karl, it's a real tough tournament as well, isn't it? Just because you lose one game, it's not all over, is it? But it's a brutal week, and whoever lifts the trophy is the worthy winner, isn't he?
When people ask me about it, I always compare it a little bit like golf. If you look at the Masters or the majors in golf, it's so, you have your favourites going into it, but come day 2 or 3, there's always a few surprises, and as we see in golf, we see some random winners, and pool's very much the same. That is what the beauty of the sport of pool is about. You never quite know. We have our favourites, the fans have their favourites, but someone is always going to pop up unexpectedly, a little bit like last year, with Omar Al-Shaheen getting to the final. We all know how good he is, but would you have picked him to get to the final? No. I can't wait, Bridgie. I really can't.
JJ, I thought Skylar Woodward showed some real leadership qualities at the Mosconi Cup. Do you think it's just a matter of time before he wins a big event like this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a numbers thing with him. He's the more he plays, he really carries the events as far as getting the mind right. Getting himself in shape. And he's not always the most outspoken as far as his desire, but if you know the kid at all and pay attention to the way he moves around the table, he's ready for sure.
Yeah. And for you as well, I mean, there's a lot of tournaments in America, but, as I mentioned earlier, but over the next few months, for you to see a lot of US players playing in these events, which are based in Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. The structure, all the added events, of course, the Mosconi Cup, the climax, that's pushing all the guys in America. And it's what's so impressive that I think about is, the European team in the last few years, it's been hard to argue, but I've watched that push the Euros even more so. It seems like to me, that's the feeling I get when you talk about like Zelensky and a few others. They're not backing down from trying to make that team, even though it looks like, the last couple of years that team was hard to break into. But I think you might see some of that in Europe, and you'll certainly see some of that in America.
Carl, obviously, you might potentially be a bit more neutral on a television front this year coming up. Is there a question you've got for either captain?
Yeah, I've got a question for Alex. Alex, will you be sending me a cheeky WhatsApp just in case?
Sure, brother.
No, I'm only joking. I've got a question for JJ, though. JJ.
Yeah.
What about picking yourself? Is that something you've thought about, or are you just not going to entertain that?
Well, it's very, very back burner. I'm going to play a couple of big events this year, and the Mosconi Cup kind of made me feel good about a few things, and I like the big setting, of course. But I think it would have to be a worldly problem for me to come in and play. I think the guys are shaping up, and there's more youngsters coming up. There's more experienced guys, kind of putting a cloud around those youngsters and corralling them a little bit, sending them in the right direction. So I don't think we'll see JJ probably play come December or late November. That is.
Well, Alex, JJ, you've got a lot of pool to watch and enjoy over the next few months before considering making your selections. And it's great to have you on the podcast, Loose Pool, again. And we hope to get you on throughout the year as well as we develop the season. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Karl, as always, thank you for joining me. So there's the confirmation of the captains of the 2022 Mosconi Cup. But coming up next week, it's the 2022 World Pool Championship. Stay across all our Matchroom Pool social media channels for updates and draw news. But for now, thanks for joining us and goodbye.